What's happening, folks? Hope you're well. New Save Us song. Looking forward to checking this one out. Their last song, Bruised, was something that I just checked out on a whim, and it turned out to be really, really enjoyable. And this band is seemingly getting a lot of hype at the moment, and people are seeming to love them. So that's great. It's always really, really good from a content creator's perspective who makes videos around metal music and bands when there's more bands that arrive that people are interested in, because it just means that there's more content, and it's just in general, just more bands to listen to is always going to be a good thing, you know, instead of just having this conveyor belt of like, you know, okay, X band released an album, so now we have to wait 2 or 3 years for that band, and like you have the same bands in rotation. Anytime there's a new band that comes in, it's been very exciting. Like the likes of Vianova, they didn't even exist on my radar up until this album. Obviously this is their first album, but you know, they just kind of came on the scene all of a sudden, and now I'm so excited for more music from them. And Save Us isn't quite there yet. You know, I've only heard a couple of their songs, but with their last song, people are seeming to really enjoy it. They had a massive Bad Omens vibe in that last song. So interested to see what they sound like on this. I would like them to kind of maybe steer away from the Bad Omens sound a little bit, because it is very on the nose. I don't think that's like too intentional, but look, they can do whatever they want. When you have a vocalist as talented as Miguel, it don't really matter, bruv. So let's go. Save Us, 0. Let's hear it. Holy fuck. That is heavy.
The sun died along with me. I never had the chance to breathe. The pharmaceutical or therapeutical nonsense can take away these days.
Ronnie Radke?
Like a boom, your place is the parts you can't see. It's in the daunting place where all the demons are bleeding and waiting just to grab a moment to breathe. When I finally break into that fiery state, don't give a damn about the life you ever had with me. I'm sorry for these mistakes, feels like I'm going insane. I wanna kill myself, that's all.
Oh my god. Sick. I'm glad they did something a little bit different on this song. Bruce was great, but it was very like metalcore by numbers. The production in the mix is fucking unbelievable. It sounds so crisp. Wow. Wow. This kind of reminds me of Disembodied Tyrants with some of that like classical feel to it. Okay. Man, Save Us have arrived. I know they've been doing their thing for a while. I first checked them out a couple of years ago. But I think their first song, I think it was New Light. And, you know, like I mentioned in the previous video, Bruised, I knew they were good, but it was a band that just kind of didn't really stay on my radar. Again, so many different bands come my way. Didn't go back to them. And then just on a whim on the Bruised video, I just seen it pop up my recommended, and I seen they had like a proper video for it, like with the whole band and stuff, and it looked like a lot of production had got into it. So I just said, fuck it, let's give Save Us another turn. And they delivered, you know? They fucking delivered on Bruised. Again, Bruised was a very like metalcore by numbers track, which is, I don't even think necessarily a criticism. Like, generic music is completely fine. But what separates Save Us from the pack is the fact that they have Miguel being an absolutely incredible vocalist. Now, what's also helping to prop them up, especially with the previous two singles, with this one and Bruised, is obviously the help of Landon Tours. Don't get me wrong, look, the rest of the band sounds great, but it would be wrong of me to suggest that it's anything but like the same thing we've heard from a lot of other modern metalcore bands and modern metal bands in general. Not even necessarily like metalcore, because I know a lot of people will argue that this is no longer in that metalcore bracket anymore. It's in this kind of like post-metalcore realm that we're in, or alternative rock, alternative metal space that we're in, with like a lot of pop elements. But having Landon Tours involved from a production standpoint is incredible. Look, he's there and it's obvious that he's there, but he's not overbearing in a way like someone like, I feel like Jordan Fish is kind of like that, where it's like you just kind of know it's him and it's really, really obvious, and every band starts to sound the same. I think Landon Tours, maybe it's just because he's not as big in the production world just yet as someone like Jordan Fish. I know Landon Tours has his own thing with The Plot Anew, but I think purely from a production standpoint, I think he's starting to like become a little bit more known to people for his production, if that makes sense. I know, again, I'm not trying to say that he's not as like famous as Jordan Fish or whatever. He's obviously massive in his own right with his own project, but it's obvious that he's there now because I'm listening out for it, but it's not like overbearing in a way where like there's so much nuance to his style that you're going to be like, oh, if I hear another band do this, it's gonna take over and become the band's identity, as opposed to the band being the one that's unique and then the producer just kind of helping them to get their sound. But what I will say about this song compared to the last song is, one, it's a little bit longer, so it has more time to develop, so it just feels less generic, like something like Bruised. Bruised was quite predictable, but again, because the vocals are so incredible, you don't really mind it being that predictable. Like, you let them away with it because of how good the vocals are. But this one, they had like a section, and I know a lot of people aren't going to be happy about this, but that like rap section, or the like fast lyrical miracle, that section was very Ronnie Radke. Like, that sounded like something Falling in Reverse would do. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I actually think that worked really, really well in that song. And then again, there's just like subtle production elements, like little bright synths here and there, that just kind of bring it to life and make it feel glossy, you know, really make it sparkle. So that was very enjoyable. Again, Save Us is a band that I'm interested clearly in checking out more of, and yeah, it's an exciting one. Obviously there is the Noah Sebastian comparison, which I heard a lot of in Bruised, not so much in this song, which I do like. Still an incredible vocal performance, but it doesn't feel derivative of Noah's vocals. Like, the last one was almost so on the nose that I couldn't like separate it. Again, I didn't mind because I love Noah's vocals. Any more vocalists that sound like Noah, the better. But it was like so on the nose that I was almost like, this sounds like he's trying to cover a Bad Omen song in a way. But this one didn't have it as much. Now it's Ronnie Radke, which I don't know how many people will be happy to hear that. But look, I think it's still really cool. I think it really suited the song. And this one is definitely one that I'll be repeating quite a lot of. Just a very easy listening, very well polished modern metal band. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, guys. Leave a like in this video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.